Trump has praised the American Secret Service after he and his wife were rushed off stage as shots were fired at a Washington dinner. A man armed with guns and knives stormed the lobby of the hotel where it was taking place. One officer wearing a bulletproof vest was shot and is recovering. The President and First Lady were unharmed, as was the gunman. He is expected in court tomorrow. From Washington, our US correspondent Dan Rivers reports.
The President was already at his seat when the sound of gunfire threw the evening into chaos. Within seconds, Secret Service officers were rushing him and the First Lady to safety. He appeared to stumble as he was bundled away in the confusion, flanked by heavily armed officers. CCTV at the entrance showed the assailant charging past a security checkpoint, where agents quickly drew their weapons and fired. One officer was shot at close range, but was saved by his bulletproof vest. Hundreds of guests were left sheltering in place as officers surged forward, putting the building in a lockdown.
Gunshots fired at the White House Correspondents' Center.
The President was taken to the safety of the White House, where he spoke of the dramatic events a short time earlier.
But in light of this evening's events, I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully. I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this, where they got them. But the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after.
It didn't take long for the President to come to the briefing room here in the White House to tell us precisely what happened. He appeared calm and collected, a truly remarkable end to a dramatic evening in Washington, D.C. The President was the first to post a photo of the assailant, reportedly of Cole Thomas Allen, a 31-year-old from California, who will appear in court on Monday. It's reported he was staying at the hotel where guests had remarked on lax security to get into the event. But this weekend, America is once again contending with the spectre of political violence in the very same hotel where President Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981. It's now a crime scene with no clear sense of the attacker's motive. Dan Rivers, ITV News, Washington.
Well, Sir Keir Starmer is among the world leaders who have reacted with shock to last night's shooting. He said any attack on democratic institutions or on the freedom of the press must be condemned in the strongest possible terms. Our political correspondent, Fred Dimbleby, is in Westminster. So, Fred, this all comes just a day before the King and Queen are due to begin their state visit to the US.
Yes, I think it just adds significance to that visit, which, as you say, is due to begin on Monday. The King will very likely be the first head of state to meet with the President since the events that we have seen overnight. We understand that the King and Queen have reached out privately to the First Lady, to the President, to express their sympathies for all affected. We are told that the King is being kept fully informed of developments, but understandably some questions have been raised ahead of that visit about security arrangements in light of what we have seen in the past 24 hours. The palace says that discussions will be taking place throughout the day with US colleagues to discuss what degree the events may or may not impact operational planning. That was already a complex visit. It has become more complex still with so many prominent people in the same place. What is clear, though, is many more eyes will now be on the events of the next week.
OK, Fred, thank you. Some other news, a car that exploded outside a police station on the outskirts of Belfast last night is said to have been hijacked. Officers say a gas cylinder was placed in the boot and the driver ordered to abandon the vehicle in Dunmurry. Residents were evacuated and no one was harmed. Fire chiefs say a blaze at RAF Fairford overnight appears to have been accidental. The The Gloucestershire Air Base has been used by the US Air Force for strikes on Iran. Officials say the fire at a storage unit was safely brought under control. And a memorial service has been held to mark 40 years since the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. The catastrophic 1986 blast was the worst such accident in history. Finally, records have been broken at today's London Marathon, including a world record for Kenyan Sebastian Sawe, who broke the 2-hour barrier. He ran the 26.2-mile course in 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds. And this year, more runners than ever before have taken part. Our reporter, Sabah Chowdhury, has been soaking up the atmosphere.
I'm in Canary Wharf, where tens of thousands of people are still making their way to the finish line. And this is just the taste of the 59,000 people running the London Marathon this year. We're talking record numbers. Really, the highlight of the marathon has to have been the 29-year-old Kenyan runner Sebastian Sawe, the winner, who broke the marathon gold record in 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds, the fastest in history and in marathon conditions. Another record was broken today by the Ethiopian runner Ticket Asfa, who won the women's elite race for the second year in a row, finishing just 17 or so minutes after Sawe. Now, there's still hours to go and plenty more inspirational stories to follow, but really so far, it's been a marathon to remember.
Sabah Chowdhury there along the course of the London Marathon. And that is it for now. Gamal will be here at 6:30. Until then, have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.